In this video, I'm going to be explaining why you know what to do, but you still don't do it. And to be honest, it's a thinking mistake that a lot of people make, and it's actually very easy to fix. But let me first give you a bit of background. So you want to get jacked, you want to get rich, or you want to learn how to learn a language, or you want to learn how to play piano or whatever. And the first couple of days you do it, and then after a time you slack off, right? You slack off and you think it's because you're not that disciplined of a person, you're lazy, or anything else. Maybe you're just not made out to play the piano, or you're just not made out to be jacked. Whatever it is, right? There are going to be some thoughts that are then going to make you basically have an excuse why you shouldn't be able to do the goal, or why you have an excuse to not do it, right? And I've been a personal trainer for 3 years, and what I realize is that I exactly know what I need to tell people to get jacked. But to be honest, 80% of the people, their real problem is just that they don't know how to execute. So it's not the information that they're missing, it's the execution that they're actually missing. Because even from execution, you get more information. So, for example, if you just go consistently 3 months to the gym and you don't make any gains, you know why you actually know what you have been doing wrong. But if you don't go to the gym at all, you don't even know what you're doing wrong. So it's always better to be taking action, right? But you know that already. You know that it's always better to be taking action, but you still don't do it. So why is that? Well, the reason is that you are essentially confusing your emotional state or biological state with your identity. So what happens is this, right? So the first couple of days you have high energy, right? Now, after that, what is going to happen is you're going to have less high energy, okay? Now, what happens is your body is going to notice this. So your brain is going to interpret this less high energy as I need to rest, okay? I need to rest. Now, because your brain thinks that it needs to rest, your brain is going to make up any excuse that it has, or any excuse that is powerful to you, to make sure that it gets its rest. So what is it going to do? It is going to tell you, I don't know, I'm lazy. I don't know if I'm made out to do this. Or whatever. I don't have the genetics. I'm not the disciplined person. Blah 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 blah. Right? So the reason is your biological state or your emotional state. You confuse it with your identity. So your identity will be I am a disciplined person, or I am someone who always goes to the gym. Doesn't matter what happens. Okay? Now, how can you actually fix this? Well, I've been studying a lot of successful people, and what I realized is these successful people, they have a very strong identity. So for example, if you take Andrew Tate, what he says is, my word is as iron. What I say, I do. Now, if you believe that your word is iron and what you say you do, then that's going to create a belief. So, the belief that it's going to create is this: I can do everything that I want. Okay? Now, if you believe that you can do everything that you want and that I do it either way, it doesn't matter how I feel, I will get it done. Because your word is iron, right? What you say, you do. So it doesn't matter how you feel, you will get it done. This will have an effect on your patterns. So your pattern is then every day or every 2 days I go to the gym. And then the lowest barrier is your biological state. So sometimes what is going to happen, sometimes you are tired. Sometimes you are tired and you will, because you know that your word is iron and what you say you're going to do, you will still do it, right? Tired or energetic. So for Andrew Tate, it doesn't matter how his biological state feels. And even when he is tired and his brain starts saying to him, well, it doesn't matter if you don't always hold to your word. Well, his identity is, my word is iron, so what I say I will do. Okay? The problem, what is happening with you guys, and with most people that actually that get stuck in this loop, is they are the biological state. So for example, if you are tired and then you don't feel like you going to the gym, right? So what your brain is going to say to you is, I am not disciplined. And this I am not disciplined, you are going to interpret that as your identity. So if you believe that because you were tired a couple of days, you were not disciplined, then your belief is going to be, I'm not able to do anything I want. Now this is going to create patterns like, when I don't feel good, I will scroll on Instagram. And this is actually going to make you feel even worse. So this will make you feel worse. And because of that, you start actually believing more that you're not disciplined. So because of that, you start to believe more that, let's see. So because of that, you start to believe more that you're not disciplined. So because you were just feeling one time, you were feeling not that good, you were feeling tired, you decided that you were not a disciplined person. Because you decided you were not a disciplined person, you decided that you're not able to do anything you want. Then you decided that you can just scroll. Because you don't feel good, you'll just scroll on Instagram. That makes you feel worse. And you decide even more that you're not a disciplined person. Now, don't worry about this, guys. You can fix this. So imagine a scenario where you went to the gym 3 times in a week for 2 weeks, okay? And the third week you only went once. So what you're going to say is, the third week, instead of saying that you're not disciplined or you're lazy, you're going to say, this was data. So what you're going to look at is, why did this actually happen? Why was my biological state more tired? Well, it's probably because you were stressed out about something that happened in your job or something that happened in your life, or you just hadn't slept that well, or you hadn't eaten well, or you were just in a bad mood, whatever, right? If you start believing that this was just data, it's not going to affect your identity. And if it doesn't affect your identity, you are still going to believe yourself as a disciplined person. And if you are a disciplined person, you believe that you can do anything. And if you believe that you can do anything, at one point you're just going to go to the gym, you're just going to learn the piano, or you're just going to go do the work that you need to get rich. And that will actually get you in a better biological state, because you get energetic from doing stuff, right? Like you get more energetic from doing stuff than from not doing stuff. So you will also get into a better biological state. So next time, before you start saying to yourself that you're not disciplined, that you're lazy, or that you're not made out to go to the gym, you don't have the right genetics, or you're not made out to play piano, just say to yourself, okay, so this was data. What actually happened? Was I stressed out? Didn't I sleep well? Didn't I eat well? Was I just in a bad mood? And then next situation, you fix it.